Da 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 da. Sheep reviews. Meh. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a new, unique game that offers some very interesting controls, and it follows two young brothers as they travel across a grand and inventive world in order to find a cure for their father, because he's fallen under a bit of a devastating illness. It's not too bad, it's a bit devastating. But yeah, this game is a pretty fun game. It starts off, with a young boy just chilling out by a tombstone, reminiscing about ye old times about, I think, his mother. Could be wrong there, but I think it's his mother. And it shows her how she died, because she died apparently. But after that he starts hallucinating, and it's like, oh, she. But don't worry about that, because then his brother calls him, and it turns out you have to help. He had to help his brother get his father back, and that's where the game actually begins, folks. And this game is quite an interesting control scheme. You use the left stick to move the big brother, and the right stick to move the little brother. The LT button uses the action for the big brother, RT uses the action for the little brother. It's very simple controls, but it takes a lot, and I mean a lot of time to get used to. I mean, if you're looking at the footage I'm thinking you are now, you'll probably see me walking into walls, because it takes a lot of effort to really get used to the controls. The puzzles in this, well, basically, first things first, as you get into the game, you'll first jump into carrying him down this hill, and you'll run into a couple of puzzles along the way. Very simplistic puzzles, but they can show off what the game has to offer. And the puzzles in this game are very simple, but elaborate. Now, if you wonder what I mean basically, they're very easy to overcome, but they're very unique in that you need, pretty much every puzzle in this game, you need to use the two brothers in a different way, and it's quite nice, actually. It's quite interesting, to say the least. But they're not that challenging, but they do make clever uses. But eventually, you'll get put to your house, if you will, and you'll be greeted by Emperor Palpatine. Yes, I had to go with that joke for this review. But yeah, Emperor Palpatine here is he's the guy's doctor. He's the father's doctor, and he basically tells you to go and look for this here tree, I guess. I don't know, something which will heal your father. So after that, you'll just be flung forth into the game. Now, there is no voice acting per se. There's a couple of like nah, and those sort of like noises that your characters make, but there's no full featured voice acting like, we gotta go over there and stop what's his name because he's gonna take over the world. So it's nothing like that. But the game will quickly show you how that some things can only be done using individual characters. So like, for example, the little brother can go through tiny little cracks in bars, and the big brother can swim, but you need the little brother to jump on the big brother's back because the little brother cannot swim. It's got little things like that started throughout the entire game. And it all boils down to a very, very, very glorious quest, which you will need to work as a team. Now, this game runs on one controller, so it looks like a co-op game, but it's more of a single-player co-op game, so everything's done on one controller. So if you want to really, really play this the best way, I'd advise holding half of the controller and getting a friend to hold the other half, to be honest, because I have no idea why they chose it to be single player. That's a really weird decision. But graphically, the game is that was meant to be a kiss. It's fantastic. The graphics are. I mean, when you zoom in close to the environments and the people, they're not that spectacular, but the big picture is where it's at in this game. You zoom out, the environments look stunning. I mean, they really went out of their time to make the art style and lighting and all that look beautiful. And it really reminds me of some Pixar movies. Some of those Pixar shorts you'll occasionally see when you go to a cinema or something before the film starts. It reminds me of stuff like that. Actually, do they do those Pixar things anymore? I don't think they do. I digress, however. But yeah, the music and sound effects are very nice as well, nice and ambient. You don't really notice them that much because they're the ambience, but they're nice because they're ambient. That's talking about going in a circle there. But yeah, overall the game is a pretty nice experience. It's rather new, and it's just relaxing to really turn on, play the game, sit down, and relax. That's all I can really say. It does suffer from issues in terms of camera, because occasionally my camera will get stuck in the mountainside, or will just go in front of a building that I can't see, and it does get quite annoying. You can adjust it with LB and RB, so it's not too big an issue. And it's the obvious control issues that I mentioned earlier, where it takes some time to get used to. And that's actually the biggest obstacle with this game, is simply getting used to the controls. Once you get used to the controls though, the game is really fun, really, really, my family's home, really good to play. So I would recommend it to anyone, and at least try it out if you get a chance. Anywho, this has been the review. Hope you enjoyed, hope this gives you an incentive in whether or not to play the game. And I'll see you guys next review, I guess? Yes. See you guys then. Bye. Shut up, dog.